Hello, everyone. I'm Yosef El-Jabi, a manager of data science and product at Great Decision Intelligence. And today I'm going to talk about the fourth emerging program area for this year, which is artificial intelligence in healthcare. As you probably recall from last year's emerging program webinar, we discussed applied AI as one of the emerging program areas, and we showcased how it's been affecting the banking industry, the finance, the software development, and the retail. We also spoke about the idea of AI literacy, and we showcased how teaching AI or having AI skills are must-have in today's environment. This year, we're talking specifically about AI in healthcare and how it's been transforming it. Next year. Healthcare is one of the biggest industries in the world. Just in 2023, the national health expenditure were $4.9 trillion, according to the US government, and it's only been estimated to grow. Even in higher education, it's the biggest discipline to teach healthcare, actually graduating over close to 1 million graduates every year. And it's across all award levels, which is one of the interesting things in teaching healthcare in higher ed. You'll be teaching all the way down from a undergraduate certificate all the way to a doctoral degree. All award levels are being taught healthcare. And this industry, while it's big, it's not shy of producing data. It's actually producing over 30% of the world's data. And with more data and with this much data, there are always challenges and opportunities. And we are seeing right now some advancements in AI to overcome those challenges and take advantage of those opportunities. The ones that we're going to discuss today include drug discovery and development, medical imaging and diagnostics, AI-assisted robotics, and patient monitoring and care. Next slide. In the drug discovery and development area, it's known not to be the most efficient industry. According to the California Biomedical Research Association, bringing a new drug to the market takes over 12 years and cost over $1 billion. And it's been, getting more costly. There is a law or a rule in the pharmaceutical industry that's called EROM's law. And what it basically states, the cost to develop and bring a new drug to the market doubles every 9 years. So adjusted for inflation, $1 billion in the 1960s could bring 10 drugs to the market, while in today's time, it could barely bring one drug to the market. So almost all the efforts we see in AI in this area is to lower the cost and lower the time and increase the accuracy. And these are some of the three applications. We have target identification and validation. The process for discovering new drugs starts by browsing millions of data points about every chemicals and every compounds we know and how it affects certain diseases in the body. This is a lot of data. We also have hundreds of thousands of research papers about each specific compounds and their targets. What we see, some companies are utilizing AI technology to browse this data and find what compounds come together well when taken together. One company is called DeepTox, and there's a DeepTox platform that basically shows what compounds to avoid putting together as well. It's a toxicity analysis using all the data we mentioned. We can even see it a little bit further into creating new molecules altogether. A company called Novartis that is using AI to identify unknown molecules that could treat certain diseases. Once the molecule is identified and further into the process, we get to the clinical trial stage, and we're seeing AI being used to optimize it. How? It's analyzing all the candidates' data for bringing to trial, their genetics, their family history, their medical history, other factors that may affect the response to the medicine, and creating the most diverse candidate list to try this drug on. We're also seeing areas of where AI is being used not to discover and create new drugs, but repurposing existing ones. A company called Reboot RX is using AI models to analyze and study thousands of research papers to find which generically currently offered drug and currently approved drug has some properties that may be helpful in combating cancer. Next slide. Now, what does that look like as a program? We see this probably starting as a undergraduate level. So one of the examples we have is a Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence and Computational Drug Discovery and Development offered by the University of California, San Francisco. It's jointly offered between the School of Pharmacy as well as the School of Computer Science. It trains students to leverage computational approaches and data science practices, statistical analysis, and other machine learning algorithms specifically for the drug discovery advancement in AI. And it's accepting students with STEM backgrounds as well as PharmD graduates. UC San Francisco is building this program to be the first of its kind in the United States. Next slide. Another area we're seeing AI advancing in the healthcare industry is in medical imaging and diagnostics. This idea is a little bit simpler, and it's actually been maturing for some time. We have AI models that are trained on thousands and thousands of medical images corresponded to the doctor's notes on those images, and these models are performing very well into discovering some patterns that may not be visible to the trained physician. One example we have here is Google AI in 2016 published a paper about how they have created an AI system to detect diabetic retinopathy through retina scans over 100,000 sample set. So this model was trained on over 100,000 retina scans with their doctor's notes, and were performing very well into detecting some blood vessel patterns that may not even be visible right away to some doctors, and it's been performing very accurately. Another application is predictive analytics for personalized treatment. The history of a patient, as I mentioned earlier, has been studied by AI systems to do multiple tasks. One of them is when looking into an image for a person with specific medical history, the interpretation for that could be different from another person without that specific history. So AI right now is not only reading the images to what they are, but also correlating that to the history and the genetics of the patient. AI is also being embedded in the radiologist workflow on a day-to-day in automated image analysis. So we're seeing AI systems reading all the MRI and X-ray images as they are being taken, highlight some abnormalities, highlight specific areas in the images, and producing preliminary reports, all to be reviewed by radiologists. The applications in here are all meant to help the process and make it less time consuming and actually free some time to the radiologist and the radiotechs to do a little bit more personalized care for the patients. Next slide, please. We got two examples here. One of them is to the creation of that in healthcare from University College London, which is a Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence and Medical Imaging. It's a program that jointly offered by the Department of Medical Physics and Biomedical Engineering. It is targeting to the students with a STEM background that they want to apply their technical and AI skills into the medical imaging industry. Another example we see, while not a higher education certificate, but a professional certificate offered by the Radiological Society of North America, Imaging AI Certificate Programs. It's billed as the first and only radiologist-specific AI program, and it's targeting practicing radiologists to upskill or to give them the skills necessary to evaluate, use, and deploy AI systems into their day. Next slide. The fourth application we have is AI-assisted robotics. While it's scary, we do actually have robots that can perform surgeries, which is one of these applications. Researchers at Johns Hopkins and Stanford University have successfully trained robots to perform basic tasks. And the way to train those robots is quite interesting. Instead of giving the robot specific instructions of what to do and what not to do, it used thousands of videos of surgeons and surgical techs actually performing the tasks. And then the AI model that is operating the robot is identifying the best way of performing this task and actually finding it and using it to perform the task itself. This is a big and significant step into training AI models, as it cuts the way of creating all these specific instructions that may or may not be the best. The robot in those schools right now are able to do basic tasks in surgery, like manipulating a needle, lifting body tissues, and suturing. Another area is rehab. AI-assisted robots are increasingly being used in rehab centers and rehab care hospitals. One of the examples is a robot called ExoGT, which is an AI-powered robotic exoskeleton used for gait training in people with injuries. The idea here is that the robot itself is sensing the gait for the patient and is pushing the patient to relearn how to walk, how to move, how to lean, all in a way that it's sensing and taking action. So it's AI powered. A third application we have here is within elder care. One of the companies that is specialized in this area is called Institutional Robotics, that created a new robot called Eleek. Eleek is a robot that described as a proactive and empathetic AI companion, and it is targeted towards older adults. One of the applications we see using Eleek is the Office of Aging in the New York State, that they partnered with Eleek in a program to introduce this robot to elders in their centers. And the data from this program showed that 95% of the users who used it reported less loneliness, so reduction in loneliness, and they interacted with the robot over 30 times per day on average. Next slide, please. We have a few examples in this area. One of them is Johns Hopkins University offering a Master of Science in Engineering and Robotics. This is directed towards undergrad students who want to learn how to apply their engineering background into healthcare, specifically in their specialization track. It's offered as a 5-year program with BS to MSc degree. And it offers students the opportunity to interact with the AI-assisted surgeon that we mentioned earlier. Next, we have Carnegie Mellon University and their Robotics Institute. While not a program here, but this department allows the students from different levels, undergraduate and graduate students, to use their coursework to actually perform research and some projects related to robots in general, and in this specific area, to the Center of Quality of Life Technology. Lastly, we have the University of Toronto, their Healthcare Robotics Graduate Training Program that integrates AI machine learning into the robotics research, and it has different select for surgery assistance and rehab applications. Next slide, please. Last but not least, the fourth application of AI in healthcare is basically everywhere. It's not a specific program, but just the idea that AI is here to stay, and it's been embedded in day-to-day clinical applications that are being used by almost all healthcare professionals. including medication management software, clinical decision systems, and the imaging and diagnostics that we mentioned earlier. AI is here, and nurses, primarily nurses, because they are the biggest population in healthcare professionals, are going to need to learn how to use it. At the very least, we see that curriculum for nursing is going to include some AI courses and AI training, similar to the idea that you have to teach your nurses Excel. We see that we're in an era that's coming that you have to teach the nurses AI. And it ties back to our emerging program from last year, AI literacy. Next slide, please. We have two examples here. One example is from Florida Atlantic University, which is a BSN to MS in artificial intelligence, and it's targeted to train currently in training nurses into the cutting edge and technology for the AI. It's offered by the College of Nursing as well as the College of Engineering and Computer Science as a joint program. The next example we have is Florida State University with their MSN in AI applications concentration. This is targeting already practicing nurses to give them training and some skills regarding AI and how to use it, and it was just recently launched. Thank you.